I'm toning the canvas with Van Dyke Brown and Gamsol to a really thin consistency. I'm putting reference dots to work on the anatomy of the duck. I use my paper towel to rub out just part of the drawing, so I'm kind of just rubbing away the Gamsol and the Van Dyke Brown down to the canvas board. Didn't like the drawing, so I ended up just rubbing out again and starting over. I think I ended up starting over 3 times before I got it positioned correctly. During the rest of the video, I'm just going and looking back and forth to my photo over on my laptop, just working on getting the dimensions right, making sure the head's level to the wings on where I want it to, the measure points to be. In this video, I'm just putting in the drawing. I'm going to be working on this probably for a couple of weeks. May do a few videos here and there, keep you updated on where I am on the process. But I thought you'd like to see a video just on how I start an oil painting. This is generally how I begin. Sometimes I will just go into drawing and then take off painting, just draw it out. But I usually rub out my highlights. But where the duck is white, I really wanted to rub out as much as I could to make sure I get the dimensions of him right, because this is a 12 by 12 flat 1/8 inch panel gesso board. I ordered it online from Jerry's Artorama. Now I'm going back in and just well defining some of the areas. And all I'm doing to remove the paint is a clean brush just dipped in Gamsol, aka mineral spirits. To do this process, you just take a clean brush and dip it in the Gamsol, rub out what you want to remove, and periodically pull away and dry your brush and re-dip it. Sometimes I'll dry the brush and take it back to the board and rub again. That's what you're seeing me do right now. You just can't see me wipe it off on the paper towel. I also go in and use a Q-tip. Sometimes I'll use a dry Q-tip, or I'll dip the Q-tip in the Gamsol. It'll even remove a lot more of the paint. I'll work on this duck for a while. I think I want to call it duck temper because he looks like he's throwing a fit. The reason I like starting a painting like this is because I'm not married to all the lines. All I'm doing is pretty much laying in the duck without even committing to the lines. That way I can push and pull the lines around once we start painting. As far as composition, since this is a 12 by 12 squared board, I'm kind of doing it a portrait style. That's why I put him in the middle, because the background is going to be just water. So it's really just doing a portrait of the duck. This video is done mostly in time-lapse. Of course, you could tell. I've also slowed it down and speeded it up. The reason for it is just time saver. I know you get bored if you watch the whole thing in 45 minutes, and that's about how long it took me to get it to this point. And I work on it probably end up working on it about an hour each day, just so New Year's resolution that I'm starting to paint at least for an hour a day. I do work a full-time job somewhere else, has nothing to do with art, but I want my main New Year's resolution is to paint at least every day, or prep panels, at least something to do with my art. Morgan, my daughter, her and her boyfriend back in the summer went and took these pictures. I had a bunch of bread that was getting ready to go bad, so they went down to Elkhorn Creek here in Georgetown, Kentucky, and took reference pictures of the ducks for me. So photo credits go to Morgan Shoemate. Thank you very much. I have noticed right here that the head was kind of low, so I'm raising it up. I definitely want to leave plenty of room to get the head in right and the facial expressions on the duck, because that's pretty much what you work as far as a portrait, since this is considered a portrait of a duck. I'm going back over and adding the wings in a little bit more. I lost a feather. I'm going and checking the dimensions of the head versus the wings. I'm using the paintbrush to make sure my lines and dimensions are lining up. I've took plenty of time stepping back from the painting, at least a good 10 feet. I noticed that the wings are too far from the head, so I'm coming in and removing the wings out because there's not much of a split in between the wing and the head on this side. To do this step, you pretty much got one setting for a few hours. Since that wash is on there so light, it will dry on you within a few hours, so you need to finish up. This is where I'm going to stop today. Finished up on this process. Everybody have a happy new year, and as always, keep painting.